And now we'll be sewing the pencil skirt we just cut out. So this is my front panel, the two back panel, and then my band. So now I'll start by sewing in the darts on all the panels. Let's go to the sewing. So now I'll start by sewing in the darts. This is the front panel. So all I have to do is fold the dart this way and sew till this place. Make sure the edges match each other well. And then forget to back stitch. And then back stitch. Having sewn the dart, then I will sew for the second dart. Then we'll sew the dart for the back panel. Then we sew the dart. Then now we sew the second back pattern. So having sewn all the darts on the panels, then I will fix my zip first before sewing it by the side. So first, I have to determine where I want my vent to stop. I'll be doing a 7 inches, which is here. So my vent stops or starts here. And then I will determine how long I want my zip to be. So I will do 8.5, which is here. So what I'll do now is to sew from here down to this place before fixing my zip. So I will sew all through this way to where the zip stops. So my zip stops will stop here. So then I'll back stitch. So now, having this at the lower part, I'll just finish up my vent before adding my zip to the fabric. So now I'm done with the vent, and now I'll be fixing my zip in between the back of the skirt. Make sure you use a matching zip. So just pin your zipper to your fabric and then sew it all through. So since I'm almost at the edge of where the zip will stop, so I'll just lift up my footer and then try to bring forth the zipper itself. Then I will continue sewing. When I'm at the end, then I'll put in my needle, lift up my footer and turn. Then again I'll lift up my footer and turn. And then when sewing, make sure this covers the zipper and sew all down. Back stitch. And now I'm done with the zipper. Can you see that? And then I will trim off this excess from here. So now it's time to sew the sides, that is the back and the front, making sure all the notches matches each other. The seam allowance notches, then the hip, can you see that? Can you see they all match? And then the seam allowance for the upper part. So that means we are on track. Then I'll start sewing in the 1 inch seam allowance. So let's go to the sewing machine. So now I will sew the 1-inch seam allowance. From this you can see all the notches match. That means we are on track. And also the dart for the back and the front matches each other after the seam allowance of the zip has been taken in. That means we are on track. So I pin all to see that everything matches each other, even the seam, the hemming allowance. Make sure around the hip area you curve the line over there. So we are done with the side, and then we'll sew the other side. After sewing the side, then I will fix in the band. For easy fixing, all I did was, after adding interlining, then I folded the 1/2 inch for the seam allowance in, also on the side. So that means by this time I fix this, all I will do is to just put this into the band and then sew all through. So having added the band, and then I pin it down all through, then I will sew 1/2 inch all through the band, and then I will sew all through this way. And then I'll keep sewing all through to the end of the band. And then I'm through with the band. And then I'll close it up this way. And then we are through with the band. This band overlaps each other, in which I will add hook and eye to it. So and now we are done with the pencil skirt, and if you can see it, you can see the band. Everything is intact, and you can see the shape, and everything matches up at the bottom, at the hem lines, the hips, everything. And even at the back, I have an overlap because there will be an hook and eye here. So, and that is just it on how to make a pencil skirt. You can see it is super easy, and you can make it right there in your home. So, and if my tutorial on how to sew a pencil skirt has been helpful, just give me a thumbs up, share my video, like it, and don't forget to join us on Facebook. So